Live from Newton, Iowa, in the Iowa Speedway this evening on LSRTV, you're watching the Upstate Racing League and Lake City RC Speedway Pro Late Model Series Season 4 and Round 10 for the Lake City RC Speedway 100. And tonight is the regular season finale, a race that may not be about the top spot, but the drivers have finished, 5th on back, as a couple of guys still fighting to make it into the top 12 of the championship point standings exiting tonight before we roll into a 5-race chase and those drivers eligible to fight for the championship. Welcoming you into the LSRTV broadcast crew, myself, Evan Pasoko, PDJ Zeller. As always, executive producer Laura Lawson, in-race reporter tonight will be the driver of the 41 car, Cody Parker. But PD, throughout these last 9 races, we've seen drivers be strong, have off weeks, have really rough weeks to say the least. It all comes down to Iowa. For many of these drivers, their hunt for a championship ends tonight, and for others, it's just the next step in the right direction to become a part of that 12-driver chase class.
A couple guys whose nights will end tonight is the extremely fast twins of Cody and Casey Kelly. Remember, they did not race enough races in this league. They can't even make the chase. They were so far out of it from when they started. So certainly be good to see them compete for a championship, but it will not happen. A favorite to win the championship, Justin Brooks, tonight. He looks like he has a strong car. We're just going to see so much go down. No one has clinched themselves in the chase yet, although a lot of guys are extremely close. I think all Odo has to do is start the race and he's clinched, and everyone else is fairly safe. The last few positions is where it gets really exciting, Evan, and tonight expect a lot of hard racing throughout the whole field. There's 29 guys in here right now, could be up to 30. It's going to be a lot of fun. These guys are going to go at it so well tonight, and that's always in the Upstate Racing Series. We're Iowa Speedway, the 0.8-mile track out here in Newton, Iowa. It has 3 grooves that all are raceable, and we should see a lot of action, a lot of hard racing, and the guys are ready to go at it here from Iowa, Evan.
Yeah, this is the largest track, too, one of the largest tracks that we have seen so far in this series at this, again, the 0.88-mile D-shaped oval in Newton, Iowa. Some of the stories of the race, obviously, the fact that, again, it is the final regular season points-paying event to get into the top 12 for chase qualification eligibility. Justin Brooks is racing tonight. We left you 1 week ago at Martinsville with doubts on if his finish would be maintained, and what upheld the review by the penalties, and the race control, race officials and admins went through all of that, and it has been determined to be a net code issue, and agreements to some and disagreements by others, but that's the way it is in racing. So he is in the field tonight, and via being up there in the championship standings is not going to have any issues just surviving this one and getting through and on. But the big stuff is going on around 10th on back. You got a guy like a Joshua Cotton right now. He is 10 points good over the last qualifying spot. Al Smith Jr. is right there. He's 8 points to the good over Anthony Bunch. Anthony Bunch is the money man right now, 81 points back of the leader, but 12th position. Has quite a big gap over Brian Rogers Jr., who is 118 back. So right in that range of about, 36 points or so in that area. But right behind him, you got Danny DeBuke, Eric Hag. A lot of drivers could benefit if a guy like an Al Smith Jr. or an Anthony Bunch has really big problems in this race. And with 29 cars, all of those points are up in the air with the bonus points and such, so it's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on. Let's let you know where everybody's going to start, though, as the pace car is grouping up with this field down on pit road, and we'll give you the full field rundown and the grid order presented by the Lake City RC Speedway. Pole sitter, the number 98 Hag TV entry, Eric Hag. He'll be on pole, and one of the guys that we talked about who is going to be crucial in his own endeavors, and as well as the people behind him, Al Smith Jr. will roll from second.
Cody Parker, our in-race reporter tonight, always fast, will be starting in 3rd, and Chris Cable, guy who should have won this season but has just had awful luck, will start from 4th.
Brian Borges will roll from 5th position, and Tim Bills in 6th.
7th today, James Linkowitz. 8th to the points leader, Brandon Odo, running a tribute scheme tonight.
Cody Kelly will roll from 9th, and Casey Kelly in 10th.
11th to Justin Brooks II. 12th to Robbie Roy.
Andre Bedoin in 13th position, and 14th to Jason McLatchie.
15th to Brandon Smizer. 16th to TJ Graves.
Nicholas Rasmussen will roll from 17th position, and 18th to Dan DeBuke.
19th, Zachary Mason. 20th, Jeff Rivard.
Trevor C. Williams in 21st position, 22nd to Matt Swanson.
23rd, Brandon Wilkinson. 24th, AJ Bunch, previously known as Anthony Bunch.
You also got Zach Reginbald there, 25th position alongside him. Dale O'Neill in the 116 and 26th.
27th, Brian Rogers Jr., 28th, Cal Frenner, and rounding out your field tonight is the number 51, Justin Fuller.
It is season 4 of the Upstate Racing League Lake City RC Speedway Pro Late Model Series, and we have only had one champion so far in this series history, and it is that car that sits shotgun on the field at a driver piloting that number 51, Justin Fuller, going to be one of the drivers to talk about as he enters this up there in the points, second overall, so he's expected to be one of the drivers fighting for this one. And you know, guys like Al Smith Jr., this is a crucial night. You have wrecks, you have big trouble, you're out, and who knows, if everybody just keeps them in one piece, things might not shake up all that much. A lot of potential tonight. Pace car down and away, and let's see who's going to make the chase. Getting set to take the green flag, the 98 of Eric Haag in control of this field. Green flag flies, and we're racing from the Iowa Speedway.
Immediately a good start for Eric Haag. He's battling side by side with the 96 of Al Smith. Eric Haag trying to lead his first lap of the season tonight. That was his goal, starting from pole, although Al Smith with a great run on the outside. I said this is a multi-group track. This is about as good as it gets on iRacing. 3 wide behind him. Holy crud. Hold on to the 05 machine. That's Chris Cable. He hangs on barely. He's going to find himself back in line. Al Smith easily your leader right now as they still battle side by side for second. Looks like Talladega Racing out there. Cody Parker trying to make the moves on Eric Haag on the outside. They're going to get real tight, and that leaves the door open for Ryan Borges.
Oh, coming down the 98, nearly comes over the front nose there, the 32 of Ryan Borges. He works on the bottom. That's a 5-car fight for what's going to be position number 2. And give P2 to Cody Parker. The number 41 car is able to slot into second position. He's our in-race reporter tonight and is able to gain a spot to get to that front row. Other than that, side by side, 3 rows on with Eric Haag and the 05 of Chris Cable. You got Brandon Otto and the 32 of Ryan Borges side by side, and the 37's in that mix as well. The 5 of James Linkowitz. We're about 2 wide, 4 or 5 rows deep. All this inside the top 10.
Yeah, Brandon Otto battling on the outside right now of Eric Cable. He's trying to hang up there, running a tribute scheme tonight. Nice looking car out there as Eric Haag's trying to hang on the inside, and that will be Otto clearing him. Now he's going to set his sights on Chris Cable, although the battle is heating up. Here comes Tim Bowles on the outside of Eric Haag. Oh, caution is out, wrecking the back right now. Can't see quite who it is, and it looks as though it was just a small wreck there, Evan.
Looks like Brandon Wilkinson in the 56. I know he was slow. We saw smoke down in corners number 1 and 2. Not going to be him, but something going down there that did trigger the caution flag here in the 97 car, and that was on the bottom lane. I see Dale O'Neill gets a piece of it as well, but we're going to get the replay going up. It is the Andrea Bedoin machine who gets turned around with a little bit of assistance as they go down into the corner. He was battling, and the 1 machine right behind him getting into him is the Trevor C. Williams entry. Bedoin goes around, does a 360 and saves it, and then down on the apron, more guys trying to get around it. Looks like the 12 of Brian Rogers Jr. checked up for the 10 car and got hit by the 95. He got turned as well. So about 2 cars going around in that exchange and triggering a early yellow, and what was a really exciting opening stint there because that battle inside the top 10, you talked about the multiple grooves at this racetrack, PD, and we saw it there very early inside the top 10. Very competitive racing so far.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to watch these guys go at it here. 100-lap affair tonight, as we're going to see a couple machines towards the back bring down pit road, them being Cal Frenair and Brandon Wilkinson, along with Andre Bowden. A couple guys further up, Dale O'Neill, Brant Smizer, AJ Bunch, and Trevor C. Williams. That were all the guys bringing down pit road this time by, so not a whole lot of takers so far. And you don't need to come down pit road. You're good on gas for this race. It's all about them tires, as we see Trevor C. Williams claim that wreck. So as we're already early in this event, Al Smith has a good lead right now. He took the lead on the restart. Looks like he was pulling away a little bit. Iowa might be his racetrack. Interesting to know about the fixed setup tonight. It's a Richmond fixed setup with a gear change. So it's according to the drivers, it's really tight, but it's creating good racing so far, Evan.
We saw it there, and let's talk about the track facts about this Iowa Speedway. Located in Newton, Iowa, has a capacity crowd of 90,000 race fans that can pack in here on any given weekend. Broke ground back in 05. It opened in September of 2006 for construction costs of $70 million US. So this racetrack, fairly new to the oval circuit of things. The light's still on top of the pace car right now, and this racetrack was designed by Rusty Wallace. It hosts the Verizon IndyCar Series, NASCAR Nationwide Series, as well as the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. But the track itself, the D-shaped oval, had asphalt surface at officially 0.875, referred to as 0.88 miles in length, 4 turns. But the reason that we have those multiple grooves is the progressive banking, ranked on the bottom at 12, and when you get up to the outside wall, sitting at 14 degrees of banking, 10 on the front and 4 on the back as well. But it really is that progressive banking, Petey, which gives this racetrack that atmosphere.
Yeah, so it's always exciting to watch here from Newton, Iowa, as these guys will take advantage of all 3 of these grooves here tonight. We already saw that early with some 3-wide racing that looked pretty competitive. Updates on the movers right now. Brandon Odo all the way from 8th to 4th, so picking up 4 spots in the first couple of laps here. That's pretty insane. And a couple guys further back picking up a lot of spots. Brian Rogers from 27th to 19th, but he picked them up due to pit stops. So not a whole lot of movers right now, but it's only 5 laps into this. We expect to see the Kelly brothers and Justin Brooks to fly through this field, and certainly a lot of racing left to go as they bunch up here, Evan.
But again, a lot of big chase and championship implications as well. It's been a season of spoilers, per se. Again, with Fuller coming in with the bounty on his name, literally and figuratively, for that championship, entering, and it does have a win, but it's been guys like a Brandon Odo, guys like a Justin Brooks, who are sitting on 1, 2 wins in this series, multi-time winners. Those are the guys that you really got to watch out for, and the guys who could play a major factor in these next 5 races that'll be at us, as always, on Thursday nights, and they're all going to be back-to-back, no off weeks here rolling forward. So we're in this thing for the long haul up until the end of this and the final 5 races to determine our champion. But this is the final chance for some drivers to make or break their destiny, and still a long way to go in this 100-lap affair. Pace car down and away, going to take lap 9 at the start-finish line, and the 41 car down on the bottom. Green flag in the air as Al Smith Jr. leads us on the outside lane. It was Cody Parker who kind of got caught there, that 41 down low, almost held up that 05 of Chris Cable, and it's going to allow Brandon Odo to make it side by side, that battle for P2.
Brandon O battling for P2 on the outside of the 41 of Cable. He's going to try to get clear. That's actually Cody Parker who's battling with us for the second positions. They quickly reel in Al Smith. So they're reeling in Al Smith, and Odo gets tight. He has to check up, and that's going to allow Chris Cable to get underneath him. So battling up there, a huge pack back here, though, with Eric Haig, Tim Bills, Ryan Borges, Casey Kelly, Robbie Roy, and basically the whole field. So these guys are going to be going at it pretty decently hard now. 3 wide almost. Ryan Borges thinks better of it, leaves the hole open for the Tobaccoville USA 50 machine of Casey Kelly. So that's going to be a tight fit there for Casey Kelly, Evan.
And all 3 people gone. Goodbye to Al Smith Jr. That battle for the lead, we were taking a look at it. The 41 of Cody Parker making that pass down low. He brought the 05 of Chris Cable and the 24 of Brandon Odo, who was just up on the outside, ducked down in line, and they were all able to pass Al Smith Jr. And now it is Chris Cable who's trying to put the moves on Cody Parker. The 41 has gone to the point, and the Craftsman Chevrolet entry now on that bottom lane, making it a side-by-side battle for the lead. You've been talking about side-by-side all the way through this field. We're 3 wide off the corner, back in 13th position, as all the way to the apron goes Chris Cable. Spectacular racing, still early at Iowa.
Yeah, Chris Cable's going to wash up the track in the 41, and that's going to leave a hole for Brandon Odo, or at least he thought about it. He did not take it, so Odo now is going to try to travel in right behind these leader. 3-car battle for the lead here. Make it 4, because here comes Al Smith in the 50 of Casey Kelly. Behind with all single foul to get back to Justin Brooks and Cody Kelly. First side-by-side battle on the track. This is for 10th position right now. And cautions out on the speedways. We have a wreck down the front stretch. And I'm trying to get a number on it, Evan, and I believe it was the number 40 machine. I think, yeah, the 40 of Matt Swanson went around.
And that's the all-white number 40 entry who is slowed, and it looks like we saw it nearly happen with our leaders, and he got real tight, which meant the car got real loose, and we'll get a look at the replay as we get set to put that up there, but the 40 car off the corner got real tight. You're taking a look at the replay there now, and in doing so, I had to check up, give it a lot of wheel, got sideways, the 97 coming into that from behind, Andrea Badeau, and nowhere to go, turns the Matt Swanson's machine around, and a relatively good save on behalf of the 40, doesn't go spinning out into the grass too far, as the 360 keeps going. Over that one does trigger the caution, and quickly back under our second yellow flag of the night that sees yet again another lead change.
So Cody Parker, the top spot, that's our in-race reporter, Evan, and he's already showing his muscle here early in this event, leading over Chris Cable and Brandon Odo. Odo basically clinched whenever the green flag dropped, so congratulations to him on his chase berth. And I really expect, though, for the Kellys and Brooks to get to this field here, Evan, and like always, every week, sometimes we don't think it will happen, but it always does. So it looks like, though, the first one to strike from Casey Kelly is already up to 5th.
Take a look at our last race results while we have this opportunity from the round 9 in the NHR Racing 100 for the Martinsville Speedway. Cody Kelly won that one in what was a controversial one and an exciting one down on the final restart where Brooks had it at the time of the caution, but Cody Kelly led it at the stripe. He's credited with the win. Justin Brooks maintains that P2 via an admin's review. In the off week, James Linkowitz in third. Fourth was Justin Fuller. Tim's Bills got a P5. But the reason I want to talk about is look at the total number of points right now. Gaining in that event, Cody Kelly max points night 47. So the most you can get being 47, or in theory the most you could lose. So right now, take a look at the championship standings. Top 12 who are in are separated between Odo and Bunch, who's P12 right now, 81 points. So it looks like everybody all the way up through about Justin Brooks or Chalmers Parker are pretty much good to go. Even guys like a Matt Wright, a Chris Cable, really need to either finish the dead last, and like a Brian Rogers Jr., a Danny Dubuque, and Eric Hag have to finish 1, 2, 3. So the majority of the top 5, I think, is right in that safe area.
But Matt Wright did not start the event tonight, so it could knock him out. Will it? Maybe. We're about to find out, though, when the results are
42 points it looks like that gap would be. So if you look, I'm going to get because I don't think, even last place, if the leader's getting 47, I don't think you can, he's going to get 0 points, I guess. So he has a 42-point gap. So he would need, like, Brian Rogers to finish first and get 47, Danny Dubuque to finish second. So I think he's good, and that's a P7 machine. I think you could even throw Chris Cable and Dan O'Neill right there, or Dale O'Neill rather, right 66 back. But I mean, the guys like Joshua Cotton, Al Smith Jr., Anthony Munch, those are the guys that are, just maybe 20 or 30 points. It's still a rather large gap, but we know in short track racing that nothing can be guaranteed. So obviously those guys going to be up at the wheel. But I feel like most of these guys inside of the top 12 are already locked in.
Yeah, so it's not too much of a worry for him there. Although anything can happen. It's racing, so don't count your chickens until they're hatched here. Who knows? Maybe Brian Rogers could, or punch them as Evan likes to do. Maybe Brian Rogers could win this event, or maybe Dan Dubuque could redeem himself from the whole Elvis incident and win this event. Who knows, Evan, as they're doubling up for the next restart.
And Chris Cable going to be in control of this field, rather the 41 of Cody Parker will be in control of this field. He's going to like to take that outside lane once again, which is going to put the 05 Craftsman entry of Chris Cable right back down to the bottom, which is where he was battling for that lead position when that last caution flew. So once again, still quite a number, all 29 cars still on this lead lap, and still a lot of race to go as we close in on the 1/5 mark in just about 3 laps after we take the green flag, crossing over from lap 17 to 18. The iRacing.com Ford First Mustang pace car now down and away to the safety of pit road, and Cody Parker in control on the outside lane. About a 2-second hesitation, green flag flies and back at it for the Iowa Speedway, and on the bottom a great restart for being a non-control car, and that Chris Cable with a great one, and he's already clear spectacular on the 05.
Full throttle through 1 and 2 on the restart, so he had a clear advantage there. Chris Cable to the top spot now in front of Cody Parker. And here comes Brandon Odo, don't count too long. First side-by-side battle on the racetrack is Tim Bills, 133 of Robbie Roy, who gets way loose up the track into Ryan Borges almost. And Cody Kelly's going to think about taking it 3 wide, but he thinks better of that, so he's going to wait. And really not a lot of side-by-side action this restart until they get to about Roy and Borges. So this time, Evan, it appears as though they really figured their stuff out. And look at that 51 machine. He's all the way up to 10th, making it 3 wide, and he started dead last.
Started back in 29th, top 10 right now, but he capitalized after Ryan Borges got way too hot, coming out of 2 to check it up, well it up, and it opened up an opportunity for the 51 to try to go 3 wide, ran out of space and quickly backed out of it, but it's now side-by-side on the inside of Borges as that 3 car, Cody Kelly, has progressed to the inside on the 133 Mellow Yellow Chevrolet entry, who you just talked about, Robbie Roy, who was fighting some handling conditions just earlier. You're on board with the 51. You see that side-by-side battle in front of them. He's still side-by-side. Borges hanging tough for the outside now in front of them. The 37 and Tim Bills to the inside on Al Smith Jr. Other than that, the top 4, although they are single file, all over each other with about half a car length separating them.
Yeah, as we're still watching this great battle between Robbie Roy and Cody Kelly. I keep wanting to say Parker, but no, Parker's up there leading this event. So good battle right now between those two rivals throughout a bunch of different leagues, and iRacing, always fun to watch those two go at it. Here comes Kelly on the inside, and just a big hornet's nest back here, Evan, as these guys still race. Change for third, give it to Casey Kelly. Oh, so many Codys and Caseys here. Casey is up to third now, passing Brandon Odo, and still taking up positions.
Yeah, a lot of battling going on the racetrack, including for the lead. Chris Cable, the 05, going to put the Craftsman machine down to the inside, and it is going to be a side-by-side battle. Advantage still for Cody Parker, but Chris Cable trying to challenge, and he's on that spot.
Oh my goodness!
Somebody stopped on the racetrack.
That is involving the number 96 of Al Smith. We're going to go back and watch a replay on that one, folks. Al Smith Jr. was simply in a 3-wide situation with a 3-car. He got sent up into the wall, and oh man, he has hit the wall hard. Oh, collected another. TJ Graves hit. Oh, what a wreck there.
And that's the Hag TV entry. You're going to look at the replay right now that started this race from pole position, and the 133 to the 96, they end up tangled up, and it's Hag who is just trying to get around it, and the 96 of Al Smith Jr. just kind of slacks down the racetrack, not sure the word for it, but he just kind of drifted down there, hooked that 98 up. TJ Graves, you said, gets a piece of it, and hard in the fence with the 98 Hag TV entry of Eric Hag. So that car all torn to pieces. He goes down pit road, going to have to use that quick fix up, and because he had to take the tow by losing that engine, is going to lose, obviously, quite a bit of time on that service. Cody Parker staying out. Chris Cable tried to bite, thought about going down pit road, had elects to stay out, and as we work now, what is 1/4 distance in tonight's Upstate Racing League race at the Iowa Speedway. You're watching the Lake City RC Speedway 100. Going to step away for our first time to commercial break. A lot more action under the lights tonight. Stay tuned.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com. Simulated racing can be awesome.
Back live at the Iowa Speedway, and green flag just now back out, and the side-by-side battle for the top spot once again go in favor of Chris Cable, Petey. Using that inside lane now back-to-back times, puts that Craftsman Chevrolet entry to the top spot. Not give it up, though. Back to the bottom goes Cody Parker.
So Cody Parker back to the bottom here, and he'll maintain the leader. At least he'll try to, with Chris Cable hard on the outside here, coming up behind them. New contender, Casey and Cody Kelly. Cody in his Short Track Racing Network machine is finally up to 5th, found himself in the top 5 now. He's going to try to get up here and battle for the win with his brother Casey. Casey's looking underneath Chris Cable, cannot find a hole, help continue to battle Odo. Odo on the outside here, trying to maintain his position. He's basically locked in the chase. Tonight's just to do whatever you want night for Brandon Odo, basically. And so look at this, Evan. Justin Fuller still picking up spots right behind him.
Yeah, Fuller is digging, and even though he does have a win on the year, what could be considered a subpar season per se, with all the hype around the 51 car being a 3-time champ. The 05's in the fence. That's Chris Cable from second position, caught the wall. That one at a quarter to number 2. The 50 of Casey Kelly now going to be able to go to the inside, and he wants to be able to get up and fight with Cody Parker for the top position behind them. Everybody all stuffed in. Throw a blanket over him. The RO racing so close, just around the top 5 right here. You got the 3 of Cody Kelly in this mix, the 24, Brandon Odo, Justin Fuller joining the party. So far, he's picked up nearly 17 positions in this race to get the P6. The 37 of Tim Bills, the 33 of Justin Brooks, though, as well. A lot of fast guys in this pack of cars. The top 2 are the only ones that are single filed out for the moment, where Parker still leads over Casey Kelly. Other than that, a lot going on from 3rd.
A lot going on indeed, and man, these guys go at it so very hard at the Speedway. We're hearing a little bit of reports of smoke in the background, but meanwhile up here for 3rd, the battle is between Cody Kelly and the 05 of Chris Cable. Cable on the outside line. He'd be able to get a good run off the corner, but he doesn't. Cody Kelly hanging in there, last week's winner, that is. He's trying to keep the family record alive. If they win tonight, this will be 4 straight wins for them. So I'm sure he wants to get that done. Although it will probably be a big challenge, because it looks like Cody Parker's car is hooked up tonight as the 3 still battling with Chris Cable, Evan.
Yeah, a lot of people still fighting here, and it was the inside that worked back-to-back times for the top spot in favor of Chris Cable, and now he's got to defend it because Cody Kelly's on this end. Now we got caution, trouble down the front straightaway, trying to get a number on that as somebody is out in the grass. Zachary Mason in the number 25 car trying to hang on. He's down on that access road with some heavy left rear damage, and he is going to be involved in what brings out this yellow. Caution, and a replay going up now. It looks like it started with the 10 of AJ Bunt, Anthony Bunt, who just caught the outside fence, was trying to, I think, squeak it in between that 71 in front of him, who is Niklas Rasmussen, and that outside wall did not quite work. Petey hit it, bounced straight off, nowhere for that 25 to go. The 1 car with some damage as well. Trevor C. Williams gets into the left rear of the 25, but the 25 to 10 are the 2 cars that end up in the grass, and that's what triggers that caution flag. So slowing them down once again right at the lap 35 mark, with Cody Parker still on point. And again, we talked about that the driver of that number 41 is going to be our in-race reporter tonight, and we're going to try to cue him up for the first time as he sits right now P1, started inside of a top 3 running position, and has been able to kind of swap out that lead and has been a control car on many of these restarts. So we're going to try to pull him up and get a word with him as he comes down pit road. We'll wait so that he can get his service done. But other than that, the 50 car is down pit road. Casey Kelly, Chris Cable, all of our leaders, Petey, coming down for the first time tonight for many of them.
Yeah, so a bunch of these guys are coming down pit road here, Evan, like you said, and well, we brought Cody Parker down into the booth. Cody, got a copy?
Yes, sir. How about it?
Well, Cody, you're going to bring it in here for a pit stop. Is this going to, my first question has to be, bringing it here for a pit stop, this going to be your only stop of the night?
Probably, unless we get a lot of cautions and just get a short run to the end. Just see how it falls. Looks like a lot of people are taking 2 times. I'm taking 4. Hope I can make it through. Be all right.
Well, you'll definitely be on fresher tires as we watch the pit stops complete. You're going to come out behind that 1 machine. What are your plans moving forward with Racecraft now they're going to be deep in the field?
Pretty much just take it easy, take care of the tires. Main goal out here at Iowa. It's pretty fun there running with my teammate 1-2 there for a minute and trying to hold him off, and let's see if we can get back up there to him and have a good finish.
Well, what are your plans moving forward to the chase, Cody? I mean, you have to be pretty excited. You are basically in. So do you think you have a chance to win this championship against the likes of Brooks?
It's going to be pretty tough. The tracks in the chase I'm not fairly good at. I'm pretty decent at Stafford, that's about it. But it's mainly just surviving and staying consistent. My last couple races haven't been too good, but if I can survive and stay consistent and hope they have some bad races, I should be all right.
All right, before I let you go, catch up with your teammates. Is there anyone you got to thank?
Chris Cable, Trevor Williams joined us for tonight. Josh Cotton couldn't make it. Everybody at Challenge Parker Driving School, Can-Am Racing Series, and just Al Smith, all the sponsors at Upstate Racing. Just thanks for making this possible.
Parker and Evan, we're going to be seeing them start deeper in the field than usual.
Yeah, some of the things are definitely going to be shuffled up on this exchange on pit stops, as he's going to go from being on point back to 18th position. So although he does plan it being his only stop at a race, he does have to make up now 17 spots on cars that do have only 2 tires. So that's going to be exciting to see what he can do. We know he has a fast machine. He's been able to have a couple challenges for the top spot and get them right back, and be able to get back to that top position. So we're going to have to see if 17 positions is feasible in just about 60 laps when we get set to go back green flag racing. Still sitting with 26 cars on the lead lap. A couple of people that are out of this race. Robbie Roy, he's 1 lap down right now. Still on track at a yellow 133 entry over severely torn up. Al Smith Jr., 4 laps down in P28. And an Eric Hagg, who ended up hard in the outside wall. He is now officially out of this race. He has disconnected, so that machine has gone behind the wall. So 28 of the 29 still out there, 26 still on the lead lap, which means there's still a lot that can go down here, and mistakes still very costly. Again, with a lot of chase bursts are kind of riding on the results in this race.
Yeah, a lot of guys chase hopes riding on the results of this race tonight, and really, Al Smith he really doesn't need to be 4 laps down right now. That's not helping his cause whatsoever. I mean, I'm sure he wants to quickly get back in this lead lap, although it could take a while. This restart, though, we'll see Justin Fuller lead him down in front of the number 116 of Dale O'Neill, 22 of TJ Graves, and 70 of Jason McClasty in the Coors Light machine. So we're going to see this guy do battle here. And Fuller, with a really fast car, first for the first time tonight. It'll be interesting to see what he can do with it, Evan.
Yeah, lights have gone off on top of the pace car, so the 51 car going to be placed up on the outside lane. Challenger to the bottom going to be the 116 of Dale O'Neill. Now, the last 2 restarts, we've seen the 05 of Chris Cable be second, and he was the leader by the time we got halfway through 1 and 2 via some really great restarts. So the ball is in the 51's court right now to see what he can do with this restart and how much of a jump he'll get over the Dale O'Neill tied entry, because Dale O'Neill may be able to give a shot at him for the top spot. Pace car goes down and away. 51 going to be in control of this field, hesitating. Now green flag flies back underway from Iowa, and I'm 40 to work. 61 laps to go. He's going to be able to get clear that time, so no challenge for first. The battle for third going to go in favor of the 70. That's Jason McClatchy, and now the 22 fighting back on the outside. TJ Graves not giving up. He'll slot back into 4th after a challenge by Zach Regibaud.
And Nicholas Rasmussen looking to make a move for 5th here. He's underneath the 199 machine. The 199, though, will be able to clear him here barely, so that will work out for Zach Regibaud. Zach Regibaud looking to close in here on Graves. Graves a little bit slower here. Will Regibaud make a move? No, he will not, but Rasmussen will. Rasmussen to the inside of Regibaud, and he's going to try to get by that 199 machine here. 71 for Rasmussen, still giving it everything he has, going to pull back in the line. That battle clears up real quick. Cars on fresh tires. That's Brandon Odo right now. He's passing the 40 machine, so Brandon Odo is coming to the field, and he has a good run on them guys. They had to check up, and that will allow Cody Kelly to get right to him.
So Kelly able to come back and make a challenge for that spot. The Short Track Racing Network entry on the bottom lane. You see Odo, the 71, the 199, all in this mix right now, just outside of the top 5. Meanwhile, our leader trying to pull away for the first time tonight. We're not bumper to bumper for the first 3 spots, because Fuller good by about 0.8 of a second over Dale O'Neill, who's good by about equidistance back to Jason McClatchy, who started 14th position, and the number 70 car now finds himself in 3rd position. Again, a lot went down on that cycle of pit stops, or lack thereof. Many cars you see up at the front of the field did not pit, quite a few taking 2, and then our leader at the time way back on 4 tires, trying to fight his way back to the field. Already up, and he's in the 3 wide situation. 40 cars up against the fence. It's the 41 in the middle. You got the 97, the 05, the 33. Not a lot of room there, back in 12th.
Yeah, the 40 machine popped the wall off 2 there. And 3 wide, though, with Cable in the 97. That's Andre. And, oh, the 40 car off the track. He's loose. He's trying to save it. And I think
He's good.
so he saves it somehow there. That's number 40 machine of Matt Swanson, and that will allow a lot of guys to get by, and they'll probably for the best. I think he was going to fall back either way, and probably just avoid the whole process of being passed there. So now we just have to watch to see how the leaders are going to deal with this traffic right now. The first one that pitted is Cody Kelly. He is passing DJ Graves for 4th right now. He's on the inside trying to get by Kelly, and I think he might have cleared him. Yes, he did. So Casey Kelly clear of TJ Graves. Caution on the racetrack, though. And,
big trouble. Oh, huge hit. That's the 5 of James Linkowitz flying into that one. Brandon Wilkinson, the JD Marketing, number 56 Chevrolet, saw smoke out of 2 and just caught it out of the corner of my eye. Wilkinson, an innocent victim in that one, but this one starts the 97 involved Andrea Bedoin, who we were just talking about, Pete. He was in a 3-wide battle and had some help as the 33 of Justin Brooks went to the inside on him, and that one another close call, because if you look at the seaming in the racetrack, 97 comes down a little bit, the 33 comes up a little bit, and they make contact. The 97 hangs on to it, tries to, goes back up to the outside wall, hooks the 5 around. Looks like the 1 car in that, the 40 gonna get a little bit of damage, and then it was that 5 machine sliding back down the racing surface who collects the number 95 and as well as the number 56. So quite a few cars in that one collected because of the fact that the racing was so close back there in the pack that really nobody had an opportunity to get around it, and it's going to total up to about be a 5-6 car incident with everybody that got a piece of that one in too.
oh, so that was a huge one that we just saw there. And I mean absolutely huge. So these guys already having problems under green. We're almost halfway of it, and man, the action looks like by no means is going to start slowing down anytime soon, as we still have the leaders, number 51 machine. That is Justin Fuller. Robbie Roy's going to get the waiver on this time by, and 97 claimed it before he left, I think. I heard someone say that over chat, and I don't know about that, but so already we're seeing a lot of action, and we're just almost halfway.
Yeah, Bedoin has taken it behind the wall. Trevor C. Williams as well is already out of this race. And Justin Brooks not all that happy at the start of it, because it made some comments to the 97 about how he was all over the track and trying to pinch the leaders, and it wasn't the smartest decision to do. And, you know, by coincidence or not, those are the 2 cars that are involved in it. And then Brooks at least claiming that Bedoin claimed responsibility for the incident, because again, he cannot afford to take that kind of a hit, because it could essentially take him out of the series as well, which we discussed 1 week ago at Martinsville. But we are in a caution. I want to let you know what the entire point spread looked like right now. Again, we've talked about a couple of the names, but let's run you down through 5 at a time. So right now, points leader is Brandon Otto, has 2 wins, 7 top 5s, and 7 top 10s, therefore. In right now, 8 starts. Got Justin Fuller right now, sits 2nd in the points with a win. Ryan Borges, 25 back in 3rd. Justin Brooks sits 4th points, 34 back with 2 wins as well. And Chalmers Parker, almost a dark horse in this one, Petey, rounding out the top 5 in points with 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s.
He's been having a good time. We're going to go a little bit deeper now into the 6th slot in the point standings. Hold on 1 second.
Nicholas Rasmussen sits 6th in the championship standings. You got the 7th place Matthew Wright. He's 43 off of the top spot. Chris Cable is 8th, 65 back. 66 points back is Dale O'Neill. Joshua Cotton 10th overall in the championship standings.
Yeah, 11th being Al Smith Jr., and he is just, he's pretty safe right now. I'd say everyone's really safe. He has 247 points. Anthony Bunch, 239 with 3 top 10s. And now we're going to go right to the bumper outside to get in here. Brian Rogers has 202, so he is just about 37 points behind Anthony Bunch. Dan DeBuke, 198 right now, so he is about 39, I'd say. I'm not very good at math, folks. Please excuse me. Eric Haig, he's DNF. He's had 192 and 1 top 10, but that doesn't really matter right now. Kevin Baker not racing tonight. He had 185, but once again, that will not matter. So right now, it's all up to Brian Rogers and Dan DeBuke to either bump out Anthony Bunch or Al Smith Jr. or Joshua Cotton, who isn't here tonight, and it's going to be interesting of him.
The Rogers would need to make up 37. That would be hard to do. However, Al Smith Jr. has had trouble tonight. Into the bunch there, Danny Dubuque would need about an equal amount of points than Eric Hag, who needed quite a bit of help to be able to get the job done this evening. He is out of the race after some continued bad luck and is already behind the wall. So lights back off the pace car. This restart is going to mark the cross flag point in this race. We are going to be halfway through tonight's Lake City RC Speedway 100 from the Iowa Speedway from Season 4 of the Upstate Racing League and the Lake City RC Speedway Pro Late Model Series. Races coming up after tonight, 5 to go, will be at Concord, Langley, Stafford, Lucas Oil Raceway, and Bristol. To wrap it all up, all of that, as always, Thursday nights at 8:30 Eastern on LSRTV. Race leader on this one going to be the 51 of Justin Fuller. He was able to pull away last time. Let's see if we can do it again. Pace car is gone. The 51 in control. 70 tried to anticipate it. Couldn't quite get the read on that one. And now Fuller leads us across the start-finish line. Green flag back in the air. That's going to be Jason McGlatchy up to the high side. The Coors Light entry in second position. Tries to really throw it into corner one to get some sort of a run. The first fight going to be for second. The 24 of Brandon Otto is able to kind of get in front. The 3 cars already passed TJ Graves. The 24 trying to do it as well, so this is going to be for 4th position, but Odo will get it from the 22 car.
Yeah, he will, and so that'll put Odo up now to the 4th position, and that'll put Graves back there to fight with a bunch of really fast cars. The 50 of Casey Kelly, the 05 Chris Cable in there, Tim Bills, I see Justin Brooks. So certainly 22 is in a situation where he would not like to be. So the 22 machine battling on the outside. Oh, Tim Bills into the wall. That's going to make it a 3-wide situation with Cody Parker. Cody Parker can find a hole on the inside, so that will slow it up real quick. And other than that, got really exciting real quick.
And we've seen that a couple times tonight. You catch the fence, and with this little bit of added space at the Iowa Speedway, again, the largest tracks that we've been to so far this season, everybody's being quite brave. They're not afraid to make it 3 wide. Although they have all that room, they're all over each other's door. If for only 2 wide contact, nearly with the 33 and the 22. TJ Graves again. Remember Graves, and it was the 33 of Brooks who wrecked together at Martinsville. The 33 returning the 22. A lot of a review in that one. Race officials deemed it was a net code error. Obviously TJ Graves not happy. He about took the door off of the 33 that last time by, as Brooks is now going to put the slide job on him and slide up in front of him off the corner for P7.
I would almost bet money that 22 will try to bump Brooks here, and he's going to dive into the corner pretty hard, getting on the apron, but will not quite get to 33. Before the race, I had a chance to talk to TJ, and he is not
3 wide in front of him as well. The 50 lost a bunch of speed. Casey Kelly.
3 wide back here still, 41, 22, and 32. That's going to clear up real quick. Parker's going to find
Odo nearly got turned, Petey. The 50 drove it in 3 wide, nearly took out the 24.
Oh my, there was a lot of action. 37 went up the racetrack. 24 almost had problems, and we're still racing up here for 3rd. So here comes the 05 of Cable. He's trying to get by the number 24 of Odo. He has a very fast machine, and he's going to be on the outside now of Jason McClatchy. This is for 3rd, as there's a battle for the lead of him.
To the inside goes Cody Kelly on the 51 of Fuller. Fuller was able to pull away when Jason McClatchy was 2nd, but Cody Kelly, P9 at the start of the race, sits 2nd right now and wants to be able to get all the way back up and through and go to the top spot. The Short Track Racing Network entry down on the bottom of the checkpoint graphics for a battle of Chevy versus Ford for the top spot right now. 51 with the advantage by 2/100ths of a second, but still side by side. And historically tonight, the bottom has been the place to be to make passes. Well, Cody Kelly's there right now, but Fuller not giving an inch.
Kelly down there still making moves. He clearly has better tires. I think he might have the faster car, and he wants to keep the Kelly brother wing streak alive. This time by the line, it's going to be oh so close. I don't know who led it. It was Justin Fuller by 7/1000ths of a second, but here comes Cody Kelly. He wants to do everything he can to clear that 51. It's going to be close, but he's not going to give him this time unless 51 lets him in, and 51's not going to do that. Justin Fuller's going to battle there on the outside, the number 3 of Cody Kelly, and Fuller's going to get loose, but that looseness will propel him to the outside of Kelly. And, man, he's sticking with him. Can he get him at the line? No, he cannot. Kelly's going to lead that lap. These two are still side-by-side racing for the lead up, and I believe Kelly's going to get him any corner now.
And Kelly's slowly inching forward to 51. What he's got going his way is the fact that he's able to get that run off the corner and be able to pull up essentially nose and nose right there with the 3 car. But so far, Cody Kelly, he was just short of clearing the 51 and may have been a little bit flustered by the fact that the 51 kept it at the right rear quarter panel, because now giving up a little bit of time. That time only 18/1000ths separate the top two on the racetrack. Update on everybody else in the field. For a moment, they've kind of calmed down for the first time all race. We can take a look at this battle for the lead. They've been about side by side for 5-6 laps, still going on strong, and Fuller not showing any signs of giving up any time soon. The 3 car pushes up off the apron at a 4, and still a neck-and-neck race for the top spot. 40 laps to go.
It was a dead tie at the line, folks. 0.000. So that time they gave it to Cody Kelly, but in all reality, no one really led that lap. So very peculiar situation as Justin Fuller still battles on the outside, and it could be this close on the last lap. You see the right restarts at the end here. Here comes Fuller again. It's going to be close to the stripe again, but I believe Kelly had the run that time, so Kelly's easily going to lead that one. No tie that time. Although this time 34 1,000ths, it seems weird to see this. That's a big margin for those two, and he's finally clear. The 3 car almost cleared him, but he got loose off the corner, Evan, opening the door up for the 51 again. So that 3 machine cannot catch a break. Maybe this time, although Fuller's been hard to beat off before, although this time the Kelly machine finally does it, Evan.
You're seeing on the split screen the battles going on throughout the racetrack, which is following Ryan Borges, but finally, the number 3 of Cody Kelly is going to be able to get back to the point over Justin Fuller. Chris Cable, 3rd. Casey Kelly is now 4th position in the 50 car. Battle for P5, the 33 of Justin Brooks on the inside of Brandon Otto. Right behind them, the 41 of Cody Parker, who pitted from the top spot, took 4 tires and went all the way back to 18th position. That one was earlier on in this race. Still turnabout his charge back up to the field, has picked up 11 spots, but these next 7 are going to be the toughest of all of them because this is where all the fast guys are running. Still has to keep a look, though, at that side-by-side battle that's happening in front of him. A very similar situation to what we saw for the lead. Still in a deadlock between the 33 of Brooks, who is in theory on that passing lane, and the 24 who's being forced to play defense up on the outside lane. Brandon Otto finally going to lose that spot as the 33 slides up and clear off the corner, and out of the inside goes that 41 car, translating this to a battle for P6.
And not really much of a battle because the 41 got clear immediately, so Odo's going to fall all the way back to 7th now, and he's saving the chase. He doesn't really need a good night tonight, but I'm sure he would like to get momentum rolling here as he's going to be now back to 7th, so expect Brooks and Parker to start making some positions. Those two should have pretty fast cars here. Updates on any other battles, go back a little bit further to AJ Bunch and Jeff Rivard. I think I saw those two battling, Evan. And yeah, they're side by side, and that's actually AJ Bunch and the 116 of Dale O'Neill. So Dale O'Neill on the inside of AJ Bunch. Hard to call him AJ, we called him Anthony for so long. So I apologize if I call him Anthony, as he finally clears the 116, now turning that battle on Jeff Rivard and Dale O'Neill.
And that 116 of Dale O'Neill down on the bottom lane, it is the 49 machine that your tank look, who's trying to hang on up top right now. And now the 116 going to try to slide forward into a battle with that AJ Bunch entry and still trying to hang on, but this battle still very fluid at the tail end of the top 10 right now. Meanwhile, up front, Cody Kelly, he's pulled away by 7/10 of a second, so nothing really going on right there. This is the closest battle on track. A little bit of bumper-to-bumper for P5 and P6, but this is where the action's at, is the 116. Again, although it has been considered a passing lane, Pete, and we haven't seen too many people make a pass on the high side, these guys are being able to really defend their positions well. And look at that, the 49 of Jeff Rivard, he'll clear the 116 at a 2. Get a spot on all of that, and now the 37 of Tim Bills thought about going high, kind of had a bad entry in the corner 3. That's going to allow the 116 to get clear, so they single file out for the moment. But a thought process that might have been, if you're up high and you're just trying to at least not lose a spot, some of those guys made some spots on that. But you see the 49 of Jeff Rivard immediately back down to where he wants to be to make passes down to the bottom lane on that 10 of AJ Bunch. That battle for P9, and again, they're just going to keep swapping about, because if the 49 is able to get clear, that could open up the door. And you see right there, the 116 of Dale O'Neill now going to slide in line as the 49 gets clear off the corner.
And right now, Cody Kelly just turned on the nitrous. He is 0.2 faster than any car on the field, and he's been like that for the last few laps. Cody Kelly is flat flying right now. He doesn't even have the help of any other cars in front of him to get a little bit of a draft off him on the big straightaways. So Cody Kelly is flying away right now as we watch Justin Fuller back here. Chris Cable's pulling him in fast, and before you know it, Cable's going to be on this bumper, and this is going to become tight as we get ready to come down. We're almost 3/4 of the way through this event. In 5 laps we will be, and we're having a good battle moving for second because Cable, Kelly, and Brooks and Parker are all closing quickly, Evan, on that 51 Fuller.
Justin Fuller, who is searching his second championship, but again, we talked about the not a poor effort by any means on behalf of the 51, but again, coming into this as the 3-time defending champion, you look at his stats, 4 top 5s, 5 top 10s in these last 9 races. Not as impressive as they could be, but one thing about champions is they know how to turn that up a notch when it gets down to crunch time. Well, we're going to find out if that's what the 51's been doing, and maybe if it's just taking it easy all year long, because it's time to go chase racing in 1 week's time. And so far, nothing major going on. We have seen Allison the Jr. had trouble. He's 4 laps down, was one of the cars that was on the inside, hoping to not fall out right now in P24, unless those guys, everybody behind him takes the podium. He should be okay. We saw Eric Haga was trying to make that charge. Things that are not working out for him, and he's already behind the wall after an early incident. So the night that you talk about all the different scenarios so far, not a whole lot around that transfer spot, but we'll keep you updated and we'll let you know what the official splits are going to be and the differentials and points when this race does come to a conclusion. And then we'll talk about our top 12 favorite drivers going into this chase and who we think may be able to fight for it. But still on the line tonight is the final trophy of the regular season, and this next time around 26 laps will remain for Cody Kelly. You weren't joking when you said he put on the nitrous. He's running 25 threes, and he has since he was able to get in clean air. Everybody else, even a Justin Fuller, 25 fives, 25 fours for Justin Brooks, but then 7s for the Casey Kellys of this field right now. So the 3 in his own zip code, and really just trying to check out. He wants this one to stay green as he's already 2 seconds gone from everybody else.
So he is gone, and battle's going to get closer here as Justin Brooks is up to the 3rd position, followed by Casey Kelly. That 41 machine falling back. Battle out here, though, is between 32, and 32 gets in the 05. 05 down the track, saves it 3 wide, though, and he can't come back up, and he is going to get clear, though, because they're still battling behind him. 32 is trying all he can do to keep that 24 on the inside pinched down there. Brandon Odo in the Jeff Gordon memory card tonight as he's trying to run down there. And, Brandon Odo actually going to come off the track into Borges, and that's going to send Borges way out the groove. So that battle quickly gets split up, and right now, those guys are killing each other on time. What this is doing is letting Jeff Rivard catch up to them, and this could be a more interesting battle soon, although Justin Brooks is catching Justin Fuller really quick right now. Justin Brooks has been the fastest car on the track, not this lap, the last few laps before this he was, and I have to think he's been saving this car all night, because he did not look like this about 50 laps ago.
He's really starting to pick it up as Kelly has slid into the .4s. You got Brooks now knocking off some high 3s or low 4s as well. But the question is, now closing into 20 laps to go, he's not going to be able to make up 3 seconds unless he's got to really get going and get a couple of tenths per lap. So he's either going to need some sort of catastrophic mistake on behalf of Cody Kelly or a caution. We've gone this whole about a fifth of the race here, a quarter distance segment of green flag racing so far. Great racing, as well as, again, clean and green for the most part. We've seen a lot of contact, a lot of side-by-side battle, but that's short track racing for you, and that's what's allowed Cody Kelly to go now nearly 3 seconds ahead. So even if Brooks was 2 tenths faster than him per lap, he'd still fall about 10 laps short of catching him at the moment. So he needs to make quick work of this 51 car as he goes to the outside, and then he needs something to slow down Cody Kelly.
Yeah, Cody Kelly being his teammate, and Brooks, he's basically locked in the chase. And Kelly's not going to be in the chase, unfortunately, because he did not race the whole season. So Brooks is sitting pretty right now as the first car on the track that's in contention for the points, and that second one will be Justin Fuller, obviously. But Fuller's going to be in trouble here because here comes Casey Kelly in the 50 car. The 50 car is looking stout, and he's right up on the bumper of the 51. And here comes the 41 Cody Parker. So when it rains, it pours, and Justin Ford will be losing spots left and right here if he's not careful. And he doesn't have to fall too far back to find Chris Cable, Borges, and Odo. So if he's not careful, this situation could get out of hand here for that machine of Justin Fuller. As here comes Casey.
To the bottom goes Casey Kelly on the 51 car. The 51 lost P2 via a pass up high. Now the 50 going to try to do it on the parallel side. He goes to the bottom and going to make that a side-by-side fight for P3. We expect Casey Kelly to get the upper hand in this one. Still not clear. Again, he's bringing a 41 with him who would love to see a yellow because our in-race reporter, Cody Parker, we talked to him as those stops were going underway. He was surprised that everybody, or all the people that did, taking 2 tires, and the fact that everybody stayed out. He has passed 13 cars, but so far that's still 4 short. Is he going to make it 3 wide, or is he going to be a little bit more patient in these latter stages. He'll stay behind that 50 as Casey Kelly's still trying to get around Justin Fuller. The gap between Cody Kelly and Justin Brooks as Brooks passes the 62 car. That is the lap machine entry of Cale Freiner, who sits 1 lap down in 23rd. Right now, that's a 3.3 second gap, and clean air and nobody else immediately by our leader. So now we'll see if Justin Brooks has anything for Cody Kelly. 1 lap machine in between them is right there on the racetrack. But other than that, we're safe. I believe there's the caution.
The 50 car hard, and he wrecked there, and they were lapping number 62 machine. Fuller gave him a good tap in the bumper. Then the 62 got turned by Fuller. The 50 went into the wall hard on the side, and that's going to end the night for the 50. His motor blew, Evan.
So hard contact for the 50 machine of Casey Kelly, who was going up through this field after starting 10th position. And we talk about lap cars, who, again, they try to get out of the way as much as possible. And the 62 car, replay going live right now, you see he yields high, and he's all the way up against the fence, but just not enough room to go, and drifted down just a little bit off the fence because he was trying to keep it as high as there as he could. And in reaction to trying to not get in the fence, you see the 62 comes down a little bit as the 51 goes up a little bit, trying to peek and get some air out to try to take a look at what's going on. And he hooks the left rear of the 62, turns the 50. We were on board, and you saw live what happened there with the Casey Kelly entry. His machine up on his side. Caution flag is out, and now that 3.8 second gap or so that we were talking about, PD, all that is gone, and Cody Kelly's going to have to survive for a couple of late race restarts here at the Iowa Speedway. This brings a guy like Cody Parker back into it, who's coming down pit road. The 51 of Justin Fuller as well. So the top 2 on the racetrack, Cody Kelly and Justin Brooks. Brandon Odo will stay out. AJ Bunch out as well. The 71 of Nicholas Rasmussen. The 70 of Jason McLatchie is also staying out. I think there's too many cars that stay out for all these guys on fresh tires to be able to get to the top spot.
Yeah, I don't know. That was an interesting strategy call, Evan, and our in-race report is going to bring it down pit road, so who knows what's going to happen in that situation, Evan.
Yeah, that was interesting because, again, we knew that everybody else that either did not come down all race, probably come down now because they've lost the tires, but on that cycle of stops where we saw the leaders come down, he took 2, or he took 4, everybody else taking 2, so in theory he would have still had an advantage on them, and I think a strategy call like that can work, but I just feel like there's too many cars that stayed out. We're going to get an updated look at what the standings are this time by the start-finish line, and we'll be able to let you know where exactly everybody is going to stack up in this and, what the strategy is. You've been taking a look at the live pit tracker there, their pit times, positions gained and or lost in this one. But you're going to have Cody Kelly, Justin Brooks, Brandon Odo, AJ Punch, Nicholas Rasmussen, and Jason McLatchie in P6. Then you get back to 7th, where you find a Justin Fuller, Ryan Borges, and then Cody Parker. So 7th on back are going to be the first cars that are down pit road, many of which only taking 2 tires. So are you able to pass 6 cars in 10 laps with cautions accounted for that? I don't think that they had enough of them come down pit road. If they left just, Cody Kelly and Justin Brooks out there and everybody else came down, I think they may have been able to blow the 3 and the 33 out of the water, PD, but I just don't see them being able to come from 7th unless there's a wreck in front of them and it just happens to be the cars that they need to pass, which is very well possible here late in the stages, but I just don't think 7th on back is enough time because I feel like we're not going to be able to get 10 clean green laps out of this one.
It'll be interesting as we have Justin Brooks starting 2nd. I don't know what's going to happen here. Remember last week we saw a controversial finish where Justin Brooks dominated the race and the late restart gave Cody Kelly the win. Maybe we can see vice versa tonight with Justin Brooks getting a victory lane and Cody Kelly in a race he's dominated and finished 2nd. Although only time will tell as Casey Kelly officially is DNF'd in this event. And who knows? Odo's sitting there in 3rd, Bunch in 4th, having a great run, Rasmussen in 5th. Evan, we have seen a lot of interesting finishes this season. I have to believe this will be one of them. Cody Kelly has been faster on the old tires than any car has been on new tires tonight. I have to believe it will be really hard to beat that 3 machine. He has a really good car for about 10 laps, it seems. And, well, the last run's going to be 10 laps if we go green, Evan.
And we're going to have to see how this one shakes out. Light's still on top of the pace car, so at the longest, that 11-lap shootout could be en route, which again gives us the ability, or the option, not really an ability, but in a scenario that could allow one more caution in a restart. If you really want to push it and you're at twice coming to the green but not even crossing the stripe and the pace car is still out there, you might get 2 out of it Don't bank on it, though. Light's going to go off this time by doubling up. It's going to be an 11 lap to go restart. Again, once we get down to 4 to go, yellow will end this race, which it's about a 50-50 shot at that one. But the key thing here for our race leader, who is going to be on that front row, is getting those restarts, because we've seen many times tonight, Petey, the guy who restarts the race, if he can't get clear, that car in second will be past it halfway through 1 and 2, so the restart could dictate whoever wins this race here, and we're going to have to see what kind of tricks they might try to pull out of their sleeves as the lights are off, and we're going green this next time around down the back.
Yeah, down the back stretch, Cody Kelly's going to lead him down with Justin Brooks on the outside. Interesting to see he's taking the inside line, so the Cody definitely taking possibly a risk here. I wouldn't say a risk, really. He at the inside line can work just as well as the outside, so who knows for Cody, and he's teammates with Brooks, so expect a lot of respect between the top two guys. The Elliott Realty machine, the Short Track Racing Network, is the pace car. Pulls off Cody Kelly with a great restart. He gets going. Brooks gets left in the dust, and Odo's going to be underneath Brooks heading into 1, Evan, and here they go side by side. Odo on the inside where he can go wide open through 1 and 2.
And it was one of the rare times tonight that a race leader wanted the bottom lane. It worked for Cody Kelly. Through to second goes Brandon Odo, championship points leader. Can he get a 3rd win on the regular season? 3 wins in 10 races and 8 top 5s right now if it were to finish right now, but he's going to slide high off the quarter. 33 to the bottom. Justin Brooks is going to make it side by side at 10 laps to go. Meanwhile, the car's on tires 3-4 wide nearly. Back in P5, contact between the 71 and the 32 of Borges. Still rubbing doors for second, and now caution, trouble in the back.
Yeah, trouble way in the back.
Oh, we're still wrecking.
This was so far in the back, Evan. It's hard to find. 16 and 70. That's Dan DeBuke. That's actually 61, a guy who needed a good run tonight. It looks as though it might have happened in front of him. I see TJ Graves, 161 the quarter panel, setting him up in the track in the 70 machine, who looks like it had already wrecked, and then they wrecked themselves. So it was sort of 2 separate cars that didn't quite wreck that caused the wreck, Evan.
And McLatchy got turned in the number 70 car. In the 37 was on his inside. Tim Bills 3 wide, and it looks like Bills just took a little bit of a later arc into the quarter. As you take a look at the replay right now, the one that 70 was expecting, and got hit on that left rear, turned around, was in the fence, and then, I mean, for all intended purposes, has saved it. And then you talked about that secondary contact, which, wrong place, wrong time for the 61 of Danny DeBuke, who Graves goes to the bottom. Not even sure if he made contact with him. Looks like the slightest bit, as well as the 61 just trying to get the handle on it. Went up the racetrack right as that 70 was drifting down off the fence, and the caution was already out. Then I looked over and they were spitting. So the caution was out, I think, for the 70 and the fence, and then the 60 and the 22 as well, making additional contact. Better safe than sorry if you want the yellow. And they make contact, brings out the yellow flag at 1 and 2, and that's the scenario that we talked about. Is we're going to slow him back down. Cody Kelly, great job on that last restart. Going to have to survive through another one, though, in this event, as right now we sit with about 8 laps remaining in this one, and Brooks going to be right back up alongside him after it looked like Odo may have been able to be the one to challenge, but just bobbled a little bit out of 4, opened up the door in the 33, obviously not wasting any time, but he capitalized right back on that to get back to the front row.
That'll be key for him. So, yeah, this is going to be, wow, Evan. I mean, we like to make late race picks, and we have to make them now. The last time, a few times we've done it, I decided to not pick the leader, Evan, but this time I can't bet against Cody Kelly. I'm going to pick the number 3 machine.
I want to pick somebody else, but nobody else is going to win. The 3 car is in a prime position. Brooks isn't going to wreck him for the win. So I think that the 3 car, he's able to get those good restarts. And I think the light's still on the pace car right now. I think we're going to get about 1-2 laps, and same deal as what we just saw. Caution will fly, and the 3 of Cody Kelly will bring it to victory lane under the checker and yellow flag at the same time. Again, the conclusion to tonight's Lake City RC Speedway 100 and the regular season finale is not too far away for the Lake City RC Speedway Pro Late Model Series. I want to talk about what that is. It is a nestled in the outskirts of Plattsburgh, New York. The Lake City RC Speedway provides short track action for 1/10 scale RC cars. The track is located at 6155 Route 22 North in Plattsburgh, New York. The racetrack has been in business for 13 years and provides a great atmosphere for racers from all over the Northeast. The track has 2 major events a year in the fall called the Autumn Blasto, and in the early spring the Jeff Sears Memorial Race. The Lake City RC Speedway is title sponsor of Upstate in Season 4, as well as title sponsor on tonight's race. Upcoming races with the Upstate Racing League, again, back to back. 5 more to go after tonight in our 5 race chase for the championship. For for round 11. Chase race 1 of 5 on Thursday, January the 29th. The NHR Racing 200 from Concord. February 5th, we got the Rent-A-Wreck 200 from Langley. February the 12th, the Salute to the Heroes 200 presented by the Lake City RC Speedway at Stafford Motor Speedway. You got February the 19th, the Hank TV 200, and then the Smith Media Productions 200 on February the 26th from Bristol. That is what coming up, but again, as well, every Thursday night, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on LSRTV. Should be a blast to get through these final few races, and tonight has been no exception, as we have seen exhilarating 2, 3, even 4 wide at times racing. Still a lot to come after this one comes to a conclusion. 5 laps to go. Caution will end this race, and we're going to see how this shakes out. Can the 3 hang on to it? He's going to be the control car on this one. Pace car gets set to duck down, and final restart on the night from Iowa. 3 car in control. Brooks up high. Odo, Bunch, and Fuller throughout the top 5. 3 car now in control of this field as the pace car gets down and out of the way on this one, and we're going to get set to go. It's going to be a 4-lap restart now on this, as the restart going to be delayed. A couple people trying to cycle back up to the tail end of this field, so that's going to take a quick caution scenario out of this one, and even less of an opportunity to be able to get a yellow. So with 4 laps to go, right on that bubble, that Cody Kelly is not going to have any possibility to have to at least do with another restart. This is it, as the lights now back off for the pace car. He just needs one more identical to what we just saw, PD, over Justin Brooks, and then he's going to be able to hang on to this one. It's going to get real wild from second on back. Everybody's scrapping for whatever they can get.
So Brooks will be on the outside, Kelly will be on the inside. This is going to be the restart, folks. They come through 3 and 4. This time the lights were off the pace car, and we're getting ready to bring them down for a 4-lap shootout. Caution would end the race. Kelly versus Brooks, teammate versus teammate. Wheeling and Dealing Motorsports versus iRacing Memes teammates behind him. Actually, that split up last week. Green flag in the air, and immediately Cody Kelly goes. And Cody Kelly with a good restart, but not as good as last time. Brooks is right on his bumper. And, I wonder who's going to get this one. Odo dives in there, Evan.
Odo to the bottom on the 33. Here comes Justin Brooks on the outside, digging, and the Elliott Realty machine is going to run out of steam, though. 3 wide. Odo to the bottom goes Justin Fuller. Now trying to split the gap. To the bottom goes Justin Brooks. Odo going to swap up. He'll work the high side. A shot from Fuller to Brooks. That battle for second. 3 laps to go.
3 laps to go, and on the outside is Odo battling with Fuller. Fuller trying to maintain him. Here comes Cody Parker. Cody Parker's going to be there, and Odo's going to get sent off the track again by Fuller.
Oh, there goes Fuller.
And Brooks is going to get passed by Fuller. If Fuller has enough laps, he could win this race, Evan.
Only going to have 2 to go this next time by. He's got help from the 41 all over each other's door now, as Cody Parker, who came down pit road for tires that last time. This one's not over, folks. We're 2 wide for 4th on back, but 2 circuits remain. Does the 41 car of Cody Parker go to the inside, or can Justin Fuller get this? He's at the bumper, the quarter panel to the inside. Going to be side by side for the top spot in the final lap at 1.5 to go. The 41 now to the bottom, 3 wide. They're not going to make it contact. The 51, the 3, they slide high, hanging on. Justin Fuller will save the car out of 4. The 3 of Cody Kelly's in the fence. But in all of that exchange, the top spot going to be handed over. Cody Parker, he's not done. Borges going to take one more shot at him. The 05 of Chris Cable, wrecking in the back. White flag is out. We stay green to the end of it. Does Borges elect to use the chrome horn? Half a car length into 3 and 4 for the final time. He will come up just short, I think. He's digging sideways. Not going to be enough. He'll return for second. Cody Parker's going to win this race. We're wrecking for 3rd on back, still crashing.
Hit, and somehow Jeff Reverd finishes 3rd after restarting 12th.
Borges will come home in 12th after being 2nd. You got Cody Kelly, Brendan Odo in the top 5 after a wicked final 3 laps, and that one that saw the top 2. I said there wasn't enough room. He made the move, and 2 of them ended up in the fence, and Cody Parker on the early strategy led this race. We're working on getting a replay of all of that just went on up for you guys, but he pitted from the top spot, PD. We doubted the strategy call of coming back down at about 12 laps to go. He gets the job done, and he had to work for it. What a spectacular way to close out the regular season from Iowa.
I can't even, and Cody Parker somehow wins this race, Evan.
A spectacular finish, and I think everybody else just as speechless as we are. The 41, he's burning it down somehow. That machine is not torn up, but about 1,000 pieces. We had people flipping in 1 and 2. We had people who had lost their engines, and a lot went down. And all of that, how will it possibly affect the championship? Does anything change up? And what do the top 3 have to say about it? The post-race show at LSRTV coming up, a lot more from Newton, Iowa, at our continuing coverage of Season 4 of the Upstate Racing League, the Lake City RC Speedway Pro Late Model Series. Post-race coming up. Don't go anywhere and stay tuned.
That can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Back live at the Iowa Speedway after what had to be, out of the 10 opening points-paying regular season events in this Season 4 campaign, the most exciting, and it was still a green flag finish when it was all said and done, despite all the wrecking and the flipping and people maybe flipping each other off out the window, people in the fence, all of that. Coming down to it all, it was an exciting finish, and Cody Parker takes home the Lake City RC Speedway 100 from the Iowa Speedway tonight. But to get the post-race show kicked off on LSRTV, I've caught up down on pit road with our third-place finisher tonight, and piloting the 49 car from a 20th place spot on the grid to a top 3 in a podium is Jeff Rivard, driver at number 49 car. Jeff, we're down on pit road with you right now, and what a wild finish. Everything that went down in that one. You were back on that inside lane on that final restart and had quite a few guys in front of you, and you just kept seeing them one after one. Yeah, they're in the fence or spinning or something. You managed to dodge and weave your way through all that, and you get a podium. How'd it feel? Jeff, you got a copy on the bike there?
Uh,
It appears that he's working on a microphone situation. Jeff, you got a copy? No luck at the moment with that one. We'll try to catch up with him. Not sure if we were going with, it sounded like Morse code there, Petey whispered in my ear, but we'll try to get Jeff's mic back, work it up, and we'll try to talk to him in just a moment here. But until we can get that sorted out, we're going to catch up now. Just slide over a couple stalls with the driver of the number 24 car, Brandon Odo, who comes home with a top 5 in that exchange. Brandon, you were top 3 on that restart. It was wild. What went down there in that final 3-lap, 4-lap dash, whatever it was, and how'd you, quote-unquote, survive it for the most part?
Well, I didn't actually survive it all the way. I survived to the line, and then after the line, my car got destroyed. I had a clean race going with no incidents up until turn 4 of that lap. But the last 3 laps, they were just insane. I was mainly just trying to get out of everybody's way. I'm trying to make some friends here before I go into the chase. I don't really want to, get into anybody's business too much. So I was just kind of getting out of the way. I had old tires. I really don't like this track very much. So I just let everybody sort it out themselves. I got pushed back a long ways. And then coming to the line, I'm not sure what happened up there, but I know someone wrecked somebody in front of me. I didn't see him, slammed right into him. Then I got run into by, I believe it was Fuller, and then Anthony Bunch came in there, ran into him. It was a cluster, and there's really nothing good I could say about that. But I did get a top 5 out of that somehow. I'm not sure how it happened, but that's pretty much how that went down.
So the good news for you is once you ended up in the fence and all that good stuff, you were past the start and finish line, as opposed to many people who maybe had to put it in reverse or try to limp across. But it was a wild finish there. But we look forward now to what everybody's been talking about since the start of the season, and now 10 points paying races are done, and we're down to 5 to go. You're able to lock up the number 1 spot rolling into the chase via another solid run tonight. What kind of confidence booster does that give you in that number 24 team, knowing that, again, Fuller, who was in that mix as well, is one of those cars, and he's the only person that has won this series, 3-time defending champion at Season 4 right now. The 24s get ahead in there, albeit not really with a point advantage or any of that, but you're the best car so far, 10 races in, you got 5 more to go. What does that say about you and the team, and what are you looking forward to the most in these next 5?
Well, I mean, it says a lot. I think this race is actually a pretty good confidence booster, considering it's probably my worst track on the schedule, and we did manage a top 5 out of it. And looking forward to the chase. I mean, we go into that with the number 1 spot, even though it doesn't realistically, save you any points by being number 1. I mean, you can still use that to your advantage. You're towering over everybody. You control your own destiny. And when it comes to this league, you got guys like Justin Brooks and Justin Fuller, and we got some of these Kelly guys in here now. They're mixing it up pretty good with us. The competition's real fierce, and I honestly think that we have a really good chance of going out there and winning this championship. And these 5 races, although they're on some of the shortest tracks here on iRacing, they're definitely going to feel like the longest in the car. They're definitely be the toughest races of the year.
First one's going to be at the Concord Speedway for the NHR Racing 200. That one in 1 week's time from tonight. And you talk about that again tonight, and everybody utilized the extra space at the Iowa Speedway, going 3 and 4 wide at times on track. But you talk about going into those, a lot of the things about trying to survive these races. By the way, you get 8 top 5s in 10 starts. It's a pretty good split in comparison to many of the people who have had just pitiful luck. You want to keep that rolling, obviously, but you go into those, they're very small tracks. There's not a lot of room. Things happen in short track racing. Are you going to approach those races any differently, knowing that you only have 5 instead of, shooting for a top 12? You got to stay P1 through 5 races if you want that championship. Are you going to mix up the game plan going into it, or for the most part, is it going to be business as usual for you and the team?
Well, we approach each race, obviously with a little bit more aggressiveness per se, going for positions. I mean, when it comes down to it, you really want to, obviously be in contention every week, with all these guys up there. But it doesn't really change up too much. We kind of roll with the punches and play by ear here. And if it comes down to it, and we need to make an aggressive move, we'll make an aggressive move. And it obviously is going to mean more in the chase now that we're out of the regular season. So I'm prepared to do that if I have to.
Before we let you go, we've been taking a look at your number 24 car so far tonight. I know a special bumper on that machine. Before you guys be able to head off and do a little bit of a break here, 6 days, and then we're right back at it again next week, and it's crunch time at this point. Sponsors and shout-outs, everybody that has made a P1 run in this regular season possible for you.
Well, I gotta thank iRacing Memes Facebook page. Obviously, AJ Bunch, my teammate, we signed him back over to iRacing Memes. Pepsi Max, Alpine Stars, Hoonigan, DL Performance, and just to say something about the back bumper on my car. Jeff Gordon's been a huge impact in my life, and I'm a diehard Jeff Gordon fan from the day I was born, and I just would like to thank him for all the years for just being one of the greatest drivers to watch on the track week in and week out, and really proud of his career.
All right, well, thanks for talking with us, Brandon. P5 for you tonight, then it's going to be a P1, 10 races in, 5 to go. We wish you and the 2014 the best of luck going for that championship.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
That is your 5th place finisher tonight. And again, driver of that number 24. And although he'll go in there, PD, tied with everybody else, the top driver so far in the regular season. Rolling on down pit road, this one is going to be a fun one. Driver with the 33 car, Justin Brooks. PD, you've caught up with him. It's going to be a P2 in this exchange after everything that went down in those closing laps. Again, I use the word surviving it very sparsely, but I mean, it did get across the line in one piece.
Yeah, I'm down here on pit road with Justin Brooks. And Justin, first I got to ask you, what happened there on that final run? And I heard you in an argument down on pit road, or what went down there?
The final run, I just had old tires, and everybody else had new tires, and we were just out to lunch, I guess you could say. And I thought I could hold them off, but hey, they were coming on the tires, so I just tried to move out of the way, and I almost got ripped by Chalmers in the turn 3 and wanted to come up the track. But I was lucky enough to come out with second there, and yeah, after the race there, I pulled up beside Chalmers on pit road and gave him a few words of my mind about how he's driving early in the race. He was basically dive bombing everybody, and I gave him a piece of my mind, and I basically said, if you want to race like that, I'll start racing you like that. He didn't like it, so oh well, he can go get him some new Pampers for all I care.
All right, Justin, we're going to be heading into the chase. Tied for the lead. You had 2 wins on the season. Actually, you had 3 wins on the season. I'm sorry for that. But how do you expect to approach the championship now that there's just going to be a 5-race chase, Justin?
I'm just going to approach it by going out and going for the win every week. I mean, I'm just telling you now, like I told y'all, I forgot New Smyrna or something, but this time I won't get thrown out. Concord, I'm really looking forward to that. It's one of my best tracks. I think we'll be really good there. And Stafford's on, I believe Langley is too. Those are my best tracks, and we're going to be really strong there. I don't know about the other tracks, but those 3 tracks, if I can finish up the front, I think we got this championship.
All right, Justin. Hey, in this championship hunt, first of all, you finished second tonight. Does that create good momentum? And what are your biggest worries heading in the chase? Who are the drivers that you think are going to give you the biggest run for your money?
Definitely going to be Brandon Otto, Justin Fuller, and just them two, because they're, especially Otto, he's strong every week, and Fuller is too. They always qualify up front, and they're always fast. Especially, I know Fuller would definitely be good at least at Langley and all that. He's real good there, and Otto's always been good at that track in Concord. And I mean, that'd be the 2 guys I think that's going to give me the most run for the money, I think. But we'll see. You never know. It could be someone that surpasses everybody.
All right, before I let you go catch up with your crew, Justin, who do you think? Who makes that for you the number 33 machine?
All the guys over at Willing Dillon Motorsports, Short Track Racing Network, Fast Track Sims, Elliott Realty. They gave me a beautiful paint scheme to run tonight. Big Evil Racing, Double Clutch. I think that's enough. I said Justin Brooks Signs, but if not, Justin Brooks Signs, Chevy. All those guys, everyone that's watching tonight, there's a few people out there watching tonight. Sorry I couldn't bring on the W for y'all. Thank everybody at Upstate Racing for providing a great league to race at. Al Smith, all the admins over here, and all you guys for making this happen every week. It's always fun to talk to you.
All right, that was our for second straight week, second place finisher Justin Brooks. And meanwhile, I heard that Evan, you're caught up in victory lane where the champagne is flying, and so is Cody Parker. And you're caught up with the driver on the other end of the argument.
Yeah, it's going to be a trip down victory lane after we talked to you, Cody, earlier in the race, in-race reporter, the strategy on that pit stop. He ended back at 18th position, made up ground, came back down pit road. Walk us through the thought process of the whole night and exactly what went down there in those final few laps. It has a couple drivers steaming under the collar.
Yeah, I seen everybody duck down that last one. Seen a couple of them stay out, so I decided to take 2 tires. And we took that green flag. I seen Justin Fuller making a good run, so I tucked in behind him. And that caution come out, I knew I needed to stay behind him and just follow him through. Then we just making ground and going into 3. Brooks was high, and I got in the bumper of Fuller, and it kind of pushed me up the track. I kept it off of Brooks, kept on digging, tried to push Fuller by everybody. That way I could pass Fuller clean. And he got up under the 3 car, and I got to run down low, and I had him at the quarter going into 3 and try to keep it as low as I could, and he just come down onto me. They say I dive bombed him. I had a good entry all night long. I can't help it. I run good at Iowa all the time. If they want to cry, it is what it is. I got the win. They didn't.
And I have to say that I discredited your strategy. I was going to say, I didn't think you'd be able to make it back there in the higher portions of the top 10 late in this race, but you were able to get the job done. And again, you and the number 41 team, not in this battle for the championship. So these next 5 races, a lot of drivers are going to have a lot on the line. You're hunting for trophies. You want to take away as many wins as you can. Are you going to race any differently? Or for you and that 41 team, is it just business as usual? Go out there and try to take home as many checkers, top 3s, top 5s, whatever the plan is week in and week out?
I'm going to try and grab this championship, but everybody's been racing aggressive all season. And then when they get race aggressive, they want to cry. But if they race me clean, I'll race them clean. But it is what it is. I'm tired of being wrecked all the time, so I'm going to do what I can do to try and finish the race and try to get up there and win this thing.
All right, Cody, before we let you go, as always, sponsors and shout-outs who made it possible for you to drive that 41 through the field a couple of times tonight and be our winner tonight.
Just everybody at No Look Bandits Racing, Chris Cable, of course, Josh Cottonwood here tonight, and Sean Sparky Driving School, Can-Am Racing Series, Al Smith, all the great sponsors that involved in making this league happen every week.
All right, well, thanks for being our in-race reporter, though we only got a chance to talk to you once throughout the night. But again, congratulations on your victory. For you and the 41 team, you had to work for it there in those final few laps. So congratulations again, and good luck rolling forward. Still 5 races that you can try to put this one in victory lane again for.
Thank you, sir.
That is your winner tonight from Victory Lane, driving the number 41 entry, Cody Parker. He started third, Petey. He gets the job done, and much like it is typically at Iowa Speedway, after a lot of trouble on those final 5 laps to go along with all the bent sheet metal, a couple of bent feelings, you got to hear both sides of that story, and just things getting that much more exciting as we roll into a championship battle that's going to begin in 1 week's time.
High tempers, high stakes. We're getting ready for the final 5 races in the chase. Everyone's going to be tied up. It can be anyone. And Evan, I mean, Justin Fuller, I think we should make our picks for the championship right now, Evan. I was just sitting here right now, and I'm personally going to pick Justin Fuller to win it. I think he's had awful luck this season. He's had the speed all season. His luck has just been awful. I say he turns it around in the final 5 races, and I can't believe I'm betting against Brooks right now.
Yeah, you got a lot of guys up there. Brooks has not made any friends, or nobody's made friends with him, so he's not going to be friendly back. And we talked to Brandon Otto. He said, I need friends. You want somebody, to maybe cut you a break in these next 5 races. So the 24, he ties with the most wins with Justin Brooks. I'm going to say Brandon Otto gets the job done. But again, so much of this is out of the driver's hands. It's just about being in the right place at the right time, and sometimes you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. 5 races to go to determine who's going to get the job done, and we have all 12 competitors in the official final point standings. I'm going to let you know who they all are. So the drivers advancing to the championship, no changes. It's going to be Brendan Otto, Justin Fuller, Justin Brooks, Ryan Borges, Chalmers Parker, Nicholas Rasmussen, Chris Cable, Matthew Wright, Dale O'Neill, AJ Bunch, Al Smith Jr., and Joshua Cotton, the 12 drivers that will compete for the championship. Cotton finishing this one out 17 points to the good over Brian Rogers Jr., who was unable to get the positions that he needed, coming home in a 13th place. So a wild one from Iowa, Petey. And before we send it off and have, and again, no off week in between the regular season, it's right to the chase. We got 5 races all weekends back to back. No more breaks. We're with this one until the end. And it's game time now. No more practice.
No, and man, Timmer's gonna be flying with Brooks and Cody Parker, and who knows? We're going to Concord, the little triangle, the little Pocono, and who knows? It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be insane, and they are fighting for the championship in the Upstate Racing League, and we will take you through it all. Man, Evan, I can't wait to see what this produces.
By the way, who designed Concord? Because that track is about as intellectually designed as Oxford with no outside wall. That is, again, as you said, a mini triangle-esque, very strange racetrack. You're going to see that one again in 1 week's time. But before we step away, again, the 5 chase races. The NHR Racing 200 from Concord next week. The February the 5th, you have the Rent-A-Wreck 200 from Langley. The 12th is the Salute to the Heroes 200 presented by the Lake City RC Speedway from Stafford Motor Speedway. On the 19th of February, Hag TV 200 from Lucas Oil Raceway. And the final one, the Smith Media Productions Season Finale Spectacular for the Bristol Motor Speedway on February the 26th. PD, that's quite a good arrangement of tracks in there that are going to test these guys out in many different strengths and kind of expose some weaknesses, because none of those tracks really too similar to each other. I think it's a really good selection, and you gotta love Bristol, baby, at the end of it all.
Oh man, and I've talked to league officials, and they said all the tracks are official. They said the last one is tentative to change, Evan. So it's most likely going to be Bristol to end it all. But yeah, it could change. That's what I've heard from league officials. But who knows? It's going to be fun.
So proficiently, Concord, Langley, Stafford, Lucas Oil, and Bristol still to come in this one. I want to thank all the sponsors that make this possible. Title sponsor on the series, and tonight the Lake City RC Speedway, as well as everybody else that makes things run here with the Upstate Racing League. Hanson Starter Shop, Perry Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, Philip Thompson Racing, the NHR Racing Team, K&R Construction, and Hag TV. On behalf of the broadcast crew, myself, Evan Posoko, joined alongside by PDJ Zeller, executive producer Laura Lawson in the tower tonight and all that. Cody Parker, your winner. Congratulations to the 41 team, and congratulations to the 12 drivers, and, well, good luck going in, because we got 5 races to go in this. We'll see you from Iowa, and it's Chase Racing. We'll see you in 1 week's time when we get at it, the NHR Racing 200 from Concord. We'll see you then.